Hi Capricorn, I hope you guys are doing really great today. Happy Halloween. I am recording this the morning of Halloween. We have Mercury going retrograde in your 11th house, and tomorrow on the 1st we have Venus ingressing into Sagittarius in your 12th house. So let's figure out what that actually means for you. This is such a positive Mercury retrograde. You guys have been through it this year. You're going through some really deep, beautiful transformations and some great energy that's supporting you. Do have to say that. And let's not forget, and I'm not going to really overtalk this, but we do have Jupiter finally coming out of shadow next week. Yay! In that house of Sagittarius, we have so much supportive energy. So let's get right into some messages regarding this Mercury retrograde. Where is it that you're going to be pressing that pause button to revisit? Where is it that you need to regroup, reconnect? Anything right? And when we're talking about that 11th house for you guys, I want you to think about the urge to become something greater than who you are right now. The urge to exist beyond the current image that you have of yourself and your life. This is you really tapping into identifying with something larger than yourself. This picture of more than where you are right now. This is going to be front and center for you guys. Ooh, let me cut. Because I haven't had the cards on the table. All right. Let's get to this. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. This is building. Having what you need. Okay. Oh, the star. Lovely. Okay. So during this period, and Mercury is going to be retrograde, and I'm going to say all in until the second week of December, because I'm counting the shadows on both ends, guys. Okay. So where we're going to be really sort of revisiting, guys, the only thing I want to say about Mercury retrograde, it's entirely positive to me, especially this one because of the energies we have. But Mercury retrograde's never the best time, and most of you know this, to start anything brand spanking new, brand new. But it's a great time to revisit anything that you started in the past. So this could be reconnecting with any kind of relationship, revisiting a project, revisiting some sort of friendship, reconnecting with family, right? Reconnecting in any way. So because you guys are doing this in your 11th house, the 11th house is a really big house. This is like your goals, objectives, your hopes, your wishes. And again, identifying with something larger than yourself. This isn't like you looking at one little piece of your life, Capricorn. This is you looking very global. You really getting in touch with what is it that you need to feel supported to move forward into this next level, in this next phase of your life. Because 7 is about the next phase, beginning of a new phase where you're saving your money, you're looking at your resources, you're looking at what you need emotionally, physically, and mentally. You're looking at what's necessary, though. It's a very focused eye on what's necessary to start this next cycle, and you actively in the trenches of working on this right now is what I see. So in this during this pause period, and of course, you're still going to be getting up and doing you, and this is going to be very internal energy. So I'm not getting that anything dramatic is going to be happening outside of your life. Thank God, right? I think all the cardinals energies, especially you guys, have had enough of that for a minute, right? But this is just you really thinking about, all right, you know what? I'm ready here. I am on my way, and you sitting back saying, okay, am I going in the right direction? I think I am, but I'm not sure. And this is where Venus is going to be kicking in, helping you. But I'm going to pull some cards for Venus to explain where Venus is going to be helping you with this. But during this retrograde, that's what you're going to be thinking about this next cycle. You're going to be acknowledging that you have what you need. Now, some of you, depending on your situation, because this is a general reading in that way, this really is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If it is for your sun sign, this only deals with your ego consciousness. So you definitely want to check your moon sign for emotions, your Venus for your connection to money and relationships, your rising sign addressing your personality and how other people perceive you, right? I mean, so just to put it in perspective for you. But anyway, for Capricorn, the archetype, 4 of Pentacles. Some of you guys might be holding a little fast to your resources. And this can be, depending on the situation, maybe Maybe you're going through a divorce and you are afraid of your partner trying to take everything from you. Or maybe you're going through a divorce and you're not getting what you need and you're afraid, so you kind of like save an extra for a rainy day. Maybe it has nothing to do with that and it just has to do with you wanting to save for something moving forward. If it has nothing to do with a pentacle in that way, pentacles also mean mental, physical, and emotional connection. So maybe this is you holding very tight and very, very close to the chest on sharing yourself with somebody. See, there's this idea with the Four of Pentacles that you have what you need, but what you have, you're holding close to your chest. You're holding on to very tightly. And if this has to do with relationships or the willingness to take a chance on something, needing to take the chance on that job, or take the chance on that person, take the chance on revisiting. So there are going to be a lot of reconnections, a lot of reconciliations during this energy. This is something that you're really going to have to think about. Are you holding a little too close to your ability to share yourself? And listen, this is for all different reasons. Maybe you've been hurt in the past. No, many of us have been hurt in the past, but maybe it was the kind of hurt that you're still not totally done with, or that maybe shifted the way you see certain elements of a relationship, right? How you should do relationships, how relationships should be, should impact you. This is you holding very close to that. Now, the star is about just, it's like the support of the Seven Sisters, such a spiritual support for the truth. And in reverse, Capricorn, this just tells me that you're still trying to sift through what you've been through. And this eclipse season for you, I don't even want to say season, right? Because it's been the past couple of years. It's been very confusing for a lot of Capricorns. Confusing. And not knowing exactly what's real and what's not. Wanting to leave certain situations to venture onto other paths, but then realizing that maybe that path isn't exactly what you thought it was. This is what many Capricorns have been going through. So this is you really trying to get in touch with what's real, what's not, what's real, what's not, but getting in touch with your sun. This is so beautiful. And we have such beautiful sun energetic aspects coming up in November, which I'll talk about in my next reading, but this is entirely positive. This is going to be a very, very positive Mercury retrograde. Because when we're talking about the 11th house, again, goals, objectives, hopes, and wishes, right? Pressing the pause button to figure out what's real, what's not, what do I have, what do I need, and is this definite practical willingness, right? Is this earthiness, right? Which obviously you guys being such a strong earth sign, you can relate to. You're getting in touch with what's necessary to make this sun happen. And Capricorn, I think it is, this sounds very dramatic, but I really think this is the reality that you are on some level, whether you realize it or not, you're not going to let yourself leave this time period without making some very definitive decisions. And I am all about decisions. People say, listen, and I never, ever, ever want to be anyone in the spiritual community where I do two things. I never want to come off, because I'm not this way, that I'm putting any other reader down, anyone in astrology, because how dare I? We're all giving our own contribution and our own perspective to these things, okay? And I would never do that, okay? But one thing I've noticed is that some people, I don't know if it's the way they word it, but I've had a lot of people reach out to me that they're very scared about Mercury retrograde, when Mercury goes retrograde. And there's nothing to be scared of. You just have to, Mercury's retrograde half our life. You only need to be a little extra careful. And you know what? We should all be extra careful all the time, if you think about it. You should always give yourself a few extra minutes to get somewhere. You should always back up your electronic devices. And you know what? The ebb and flow of it all. If your phone breaks, you get a new one, or you fix it, or you do what you have to do, right? That's just life, right? But a lot of people do say, don't make any decisions during Mercury retrograde. I completely disagree with that. If it has to do with something that you've been involved with already, it is a great time to make decisions, especially about relationships and projects and anything that you've had an engagement, an energetic engagement with before. Now, like I said before, if it's brand spanking new, you might want to hang until the middle of December. right, for brand spanking new. But it's a great time not only to revisit though, but to make decisions and to have those conversations. I feel like this is definitely going to serve you guys. So let's pull some energy for how Venus is going to be helping you out. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love it. All right, let me tell you what Venus is going to be making you look at. Venus is going to be making you look at your connection to money, resources, and your inability to fully let yourself go in a connection. Venus is going to be pushing you to understand where your ego has been an issue in this area. Now, you can feel very justified and say, what do you mean? I was in what I thought to be a good relationship. I ended up being with a narcissist. I didn't realize it until too late, or just somebody who was not a kind soul, right? Okay, so that's your story. But now what? Like, are you going to let that define how you move forward? And how you view your goals, your wishes, your desires, how your reality is going to be framed moving forward? I mean, this is Venus is going to be pushing you and supporting you and holding your hand and hugging you to make you understand that this is nothing more than fear that's rooted in your ego. Because when we have the Ace of Wands, I pay very close attention to bookended energies. Those of you who have been watching me know this. And we have the Ace of Wands and the Justice. Come on, how positive is this? This is about a new beginning, feeling very motivated. Venus is all about helping you to move into this next space where things are going to be fair and just and right. And what I really like about this, guys, is the fact that, because I didn't even get into talking about how Venus is going to be in your 12th house helping you. Let's talk about your 12th house for a second, because there's a lot here. And I want to just start with the fact that karma, okay? What we bring over from past lifetimes being evened out. Venus is going to be helping you reason out, work through that, reason it out, deal with that. If you're being karmically paid back, if there needs to be some karmic payback to someone else, that's what's happening in this 12th house. But this is where Venus is supporting you. This is about Venus just helping you get out of this confusion, feeling compassion for yourself, okay? Just feeling this understanding of all of the energies that surround you that end up undoing us. Those hidden enemies, like the internal and external things that end up sabotaging us moving forward. Venus is going to be helping you identify what's going to be redeeming you in areas of your life that you just really want to rebuild. I can't tell you how positive this is. This is so good. This is Venus helping you to really tap into the collective consciousness. And I know that sounds very sort of hippy-dippy, but it's about tapping into the highest point of your intuition and trusting it and knowing what the right move is for yourself, right? So I think this is so positive, so positive. Great Mercury retrograde. Let's get into talking about relationships. Okay. So why don't we start off with our single Capricorn friends and see what the messages say for our single friends right now. So, you know, single coupled or complicated, what I just said goes for everyone, right? Everyone that has Capricorn in their chart, in that strong placement, okay? By strong placement, I mean Sun, Moon, Rising of Venus. All right, let's see what we have. Chariot, Verse, Temperance, Death. All right. Bookended energies. There's a Knight of Wands. So there's a lack of willingness here. And the Chariot is about being off path. Capricorn, my single Capricorn friends. Okay. You need to get in touch with the way you're perceiving relationships. You really do need to do that, because the Chariot reverse, I always say, is like that car on the country road that loses control of the steering wheel and ends off in the middle of the forest somewhere. Think about just being on the wrong path. You could be getting really bad advice. You could be doing things that are a little left of center. You know, maybe you're drinking too much, spending too much money, you know, hanging with people that you shouldn't be hanging with, that aren't going to be serving your ultimate good. Or it could just be you simply being just closed off. It really could be, right? But that's not the right path to go on if you do desire to be partnered, okay? And this I want you to know, if you have no desire for a partnership, you really don't need to even be listening to this portion, right? Assuming that you're single and you would like to get into a relationship. And I always meditate on the fact that you haven't been in a relationship in at least 6 months. That's mine. But you know what? This is a general reading. You do you, and however it applies. But when I meditate on the cards in the pre-shuffle, that's what I always think about. Now, we have the Knight of Wands energy, which does indicate a lack of willingness. So we do get this very definitive space of self-protection. Then we have Temperance. Temperance is the alchemical card. It's about combining what you need and what another person might need, you know, for the sake of a relationship. And I'm just getting, Capricorn singles, that a lot of you are trying to get in touch with what that even means and how that even impacts you in relationship. Like, what do you really need? But because we have the Death card here, this tells me that you are very ready to end this cycle as being single, and you really want to engage in a relationship. You really want to, because you want to, not because you need to, not because you have to, but because you just want to. You want to have that connection with somebody. The Emperor. All right. Four of Pentacles. Okay. So Capricorn, I'm getting, with the Four of Pentacles, I want to talk about this first, in the reverse. This tells me that either you're holding too fast to your money as a reason for not getting into a new relationship. Now, this could look a couple of ways. For example, let's say you're divorced, and you're paying a lot of child support, and money is a bit of an issue, and you want to get into a relationship, and you realize that resources are necessary to some extent to be in a relationship, or at least the kind that you want for yourself right now, and that's an issue for you. So it could be that, or it could just be you holding really fast to, you know, your mental, physical, and emotional space. But it's this idea of you holding a little too close to it, right? Almost in a miserly way. And I mean even emotionally miserly, right? But then we have, for the Chariot, we have the Emperor. Okay, listen, the Emperor, maybe you guys are dealing with an Aries, but the Emperor is all about, you know, being in control and being a leader. And think about what is a transformational leader? Is this somebody who understands compromise, right? And understands the importance of communication. And I feel like that's where you are. You understand the importance of it, but you're also battling with and trying to reason out the reality that you have in your life right now, and how you're having a really hard time reasoning how you're going to meld your reality right now with a new relationship. I feel like a lot of you really want to be with somebody, but because of external situations in your life, you're not able to be in that type of relationship that you really want. And we have the Empress energy and the Fool. So the Empress energy I really like, because this is all about building, growth, creating. This is about building foundations together. And the Fool reverse just tells me that you're not thinking very clearly now, single Capricorn friends. You're focusing way too much on stuff that doesn't matter. You need to change your lens. Let Venus help you change your lens, right? You can still get into, even if you have a weird kind of situation, if you're a good person and you're sincere and you have integrity and you're dealing with someone that's equally so, you can still certainly get into a relationship. But this is you getting in touch with what is it that's in the way, and getting honest with yourself about that, and removing those shackles, because really you are meant to be in a relationship. With that Death card, that tells me that you are meant to be in a relationship. You're meant to end this cycle. You just are, and Venus is here to help you. But you just have to make sure you get really honest with yourself, and not use excuses that aren't real in real time. Right? In real time. I know a lot of you are going to come after me for that statement. And I mean this with kindness and love, because we all do it at one time or another, where there are things that we identify as problems that actually maybe aren't even that big a deal. So let's see what we can get for our Capricorn friends who are coupled. Okay. Nine of Swords. Three of Pentacles, I like that. Yeah, okay. All right, look, I just shuffled and cut. And got two of the same cards as the singles. But you know what? I'm liking this. King of Swords is, You're having a little bit of a weird time period in your relationship, Capricorn. Something's going on with honesty. Something's going on with intention. I feel like some of you do not feel like your partner's being completely honest with you about one area of your life or another. And this is getting in the way of you being able to want to move forward with them. But the energies do indicate with the Three of Pentacles is the Architect card. This is about building together, a new foundation together. And the Death is about ending a cycle that hasn't been the best in your relationship, but understanding that even the best relationships, there is an element of ebb and flow, right? There are good times, there are bad times. We have many deaths throughout our life all the time, when we go to sleep and when we wake up. You know, sex is a really good example of this. This is a very good scorpionic energy. You know, sex is all about, Scorpio is all about sex, right? We have all the Scorpio inflecting all of our charts right now. So it's this idea that a cycle has really within your relationship is needing to come to an end as it was, but there's this definitive rebuilding with this Three of Pentacles energy. But first, guys, what you have to do is have the communication, because I don't like that King of Swords reverse, and the Fool reverse just indicates making poor decisions and not thinking before you move forward in something. So this could be you, or this could be the person who you're dealing with, your partner. The Knight of Wands reverse. The Four of Pentacles reverse. So yeah, I mean, this just says somebody is holding too fast to their coin, or too fast to opening up. I have an ego vibe here, even though we don't have the Leo here. Yeah, we have the Knight of Wands reverse, so there's this lack of willingness. You guys are holding very fast to, and I don't get that you're in a complicated situation. I get you guys are together. You guys are together, but you guys are having issues that you need to communicate. Yeah, but then we have the Temperance and the Empress. So the Temperance is all about you guys finding the truth that's necessary for your relationship to survive. What do you need? What do they need? What does the relationship need? What needs to change? Where is the honesty missing? Where is the communication lacking? Right? And then we have the Empress, which is all about building. I love getting this in a reading with the Three of Pentacles, because the Empress is the mother of the tarot. This is all about planting the seed, cracking it open, right? Really watching something grow, reaching fruition, and then doing it again in another way. This is about growing, growing, growing together. And we have it right next to the Death card. So I get that those of you who are coupled, you're going through something right now. There is this feeling that you don't know all the truth. Either you are not giving the total truth, or you feel like they're not giving you the total truth. And there's this, you sort of have cement shoes on in one area of the relationship about moving forward. There's this lack of willingness. There's this lack of you feel like either you or your partner are not making the best choices right now. But I feel like as this Mercury retrograde progresses through with the support of Venus, you guys are going to be very much getting in touch with your truth and what you need to be happy moving forward. But not only what you need, you're also going to be open to listening what they need. This is very healthy. I love the Temperance card. I love the Temperance card because I mean, the biggest problem with relationships is that people function as too much of an individual. You want to be autonomous. You want to be your own individual person, but there's got to be this understanding that there's you, there's me, and then there's this third element that's called the relationship. And that's where you guys meet in the middle and you communicate and you share and you do your partnership. And I feel like you guys are going to be reframing that. So I really like that for you. Capricorn couples, good stuff. Capricorn complicated. I know there are a lot of you guys out there. Well, you know what? All the signs, actually. Such a weird few months. Such a weird few months. People who are coupled, this is a very global sweeping statement, but still the people I deal with, people who are coupled are like feeling like they're in the best love of their life or the worst love of their life. I just haven't been meeting, and I'm sure there are other people who I just don't know, you know. Obviously, but it's very interesting. Very interesting. Capricorn. I love Capricorns. I love Capricorns. You know, my brother-in-law Ray Romano is a Capricorn. I did mention this to plug one of his new films, and somebody actually said that they think it's horrible that I'm trying to increase my channel numbers by mentioning my brother-in-law's name. He's my family. If I wanted to use him to increase my numbers, I would interview him and I would give readings on camera to people I know, but I'm not that way. I hope you guys don't think of me that way. But Raven is a Capricorn, Sagittarius cusp. So I love Capricorns. Complicated. Strength, pain, difficulty in moving forward to this next chapter, and anxiety, though you're coming out of the anxiety. Let's pull more cards on this. I like it. I like it. Okay, so I feel like Capricorn, those of you who are in a complicated place, right, where you've been broken up for a bit, maybe under 6 months or so, maybe you're in an off time right now, or you're in and out, you're just arguing a whole lot, and it's just really very weird right now, but you guys love each other. There is this underlying strength within this connection that is undeniable. It's like you can't escape it, even if you wanted to. There's something very karmic about this. You guys are learning lessons from each other. The Three of Swords can mean a bunch of things. It can mean third party, but it's a card of pain. And whatever that means to you. One is you, one is them, and one is an external situation to you guys. This could be a family situation, something that went on with a job, maybe somebody lost a business, something that's just causing great pain to the relationship. Great pain. We have the Ace of Cups reverse. The Ace of Cups reverse is just saying that there is something holding you back from opening. But we've been saying this through this whole reading. Something holding you back from just opening up fully. And you're feeling anxious about it. But I like the Nine of Swords in reverse better, because this shows that the worst part of the cycle is past you. You're still concerned. You're still, you know, holding on to stuff, trying to reason out this anxiety and, you know, what if I do this and if I do that and they do this and they do that? You're still in that space, but not nearly as bad as you were. The High Priestess reverse tells me that you're not exactly in touch with your highest level of intuition. You're just not. You're wanting to leave the situation, but you're not leaving completely. You're still having 3 toes there. 3 or 4 toes still in this situation. You're saying you want to leave, you have left. Maybe many of you have left, or you're on this definitive break, but you're not gone totally. You're just not. You're in touch with understanding what's really necessary. King of Pentacles energy. This is like a King of Hearts. This is such a Capricorn vibe. This is you being in charge of your money and really figuring out what's necessary for the connection, but understanding that the working out of this is going to take a minute. Because then we have the Sun reverse, and that just only indicates delay, guys. Delay to get from point A to point B. People say travel, right? But it's traveling of all kinds, even emotional. Getting from the space you are now of complicated to just a space that's like less toxic and healthier for both of you. It's going to happen. It's on the table. The Sun is always positive, even in the reverse. So I do like that. Yeah, so there's just this feeling of I'm not going to be able to have what I want with this person, right? On one shoulder, like a little voice is telling you that. But then on the other shoulder, somebody's saying, yeah, but I still love this person and I still have fight left in me. So I'm not willing to walk away yet. I'm just not willing to walk away. But I just don't believe everything that they're saying to me. I don't feel like they're giving me the full truth. And I'm in this space where I know I need to make a decision, but I just can't. I have analysis paralysis, but I really want to work this out. I want to give I'm sorry, look at this. Stop it. There's so much back and forth. I'm dizzy. The Knight of Cups, there's this wanting to open up, this realization, I want this. The Queen of Cups, yes, they are reciprocating this. You guys are in this space of very much wanting to work it out, but there's this delay, and I feel like ego has something to do with it. You guys need to communicate. You need to let Venus help you through this. Put your egos on the shelf and really stay focused on that. Really think about that 11th house energy, the goals, the objectives, your hopes and your wishes with and for each other in this relationship. Okay, keep your don't micro focus on the little stuff. Keep your eye on the big picture. I'm not honoring reversals here, Spirit. Give me a few yes no cards. Will Capricorn work it out with this complicated situation? Beautiful. Oh yeah. You're going to have exactly what you need. You guys are going to know. You're going to be communicating in an open and beautiful, caring way. And you're going to be doing it within your ethos, within your ethical and moral compass. figuring out what's been going on that's just not hitting me right. And same with them. And you guys figuring out things from there. Entirely positive. Communication is 100% necessary here though, guys. 100%. But this is very, very positive. It's been a crazy period for you, but it's going to end really well. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.